U.S. illegally on a daily basis. Residents along the border are sounding the alarm on the dangers they face every day. One America's Christina Bobb has more from Washington.
Tiffany Shedd, running for Arizona Attorney General. You live down near the border in Pinal County, and you're very familiar with what's happening on the border. Please give us an update and tell us what's happening on Arizona's border.
Thank you so much, Christina. I live actually 90 miles from the U.S.-Mexican border on one of the most notorious drug trafficking routes, the Silver Bell route, as well as being a few miles from the Tohono O'odham Reservation and a little south of I-10, where we're seeing a lot of people running toward my house. And so our family's been dealing with this since 2004. We have literally had to raise our children, and we're back to it since Trump is no longer in charge of the border, of telling our children, if your dad or I go out to see who's out there, we live on a 1,200-acre fourth-generation farm, and it goes bad, and I think people know what I mean by bad, don't come out to save us. Call 911, which is usually about 30 minutes away because we've got such big areas. We've got a great sheriff. And if someone comes in the house or tries to break in, shoot them. Now, no family should have to raise their children like that in the United States of America and in Arizona. And since November 8th, it is back in force. And as the next Attorney General, this will be on my mind every day, just like it's been on my mind living there every day, to make sure that we treat cartel as terrorists, do what we need to do, because frankly, Christina, the cavalry is not coming from Washington. We are the cavalry. Arizona needs to take care of its own border.
And how has this changed since the administration changed? Because obviously Trump was very strong on the border, actually closed the border during COVID. And how have you personally experienced on your own personal property what's happening in the community, and what have the changes been since the Biden administration took over?
So it started about November 8th at my house. That's when we started hearing the helicopters again, where they're searching people in the desert all around our house. I mean, we're pretty sort of isolated. And, you know, it's things like I come home to my driveway, and there's law enforcement chasing who knows how many illegals that they've pulled over, and they've run everywhere. And as a woman alone, I have to get out, do the gate. Thank God for the Second Amendment. That's all I can say on that one. And, you know, we are living in a state of perpetual chaos again. And it really did improve over the 4 years of the Trump administration, you know, because where we are, it never got completely secure. They were doing their best, but that's the completion. The wall was not completed. Biden has pulled off all of law enforcement, stopped building the wall, and families where I am are just trying to raise their families, do their business, and not have to worry about intruders in their home, being threatened if they turn in smugglers to law enforcement. Cartel will threaten your family. And it's like we've ceded southern Arizona, and I mean 90 miles, you know, north of the border, the cartel, and it's completely unacceptable.
And what would you do as Attorney General to correct this?
I would work with the state legislature and hopefully a good governor to have cartel declared terrorist organizations, lean on the Biden administration to have them declared terrorist organizations. If fentanyl isn't a weapon of mass destruction, I'm not really sure what is. I'd like to see the Arizona Rangers reconstituted. I would like to see a database at the Attorney General's office of the people we are arresting that are illegals, that are committing multiple offenses, kind of like we do a sex offender registry, so that it's not just a revolving door, and actually going after real penalties, not little slaps on the hand for trespassing, and then they're not deported by this administration. Arizona, I do believe under the U.S. Constitution, is facing an invasion. It is an emergency, and we have the full legal right to do whatever we have to do to protect Arizonans. And as Attorney General, believe me, we will.
Tiffany Shedd, thank you very much for your time today.